legends over at AMPD sent me this sick electric skateboard to test out. I'm pretty much just going to be comparing how this goes compared to a standard skateboard setup or a cruiser board. I will get into all the specs and everything about this board, but first I want to see how fast this thing can go. So this board has 3 different speed modes. It's got the low speed, the high speed, and the beast mode. So apparently in the beast mode, which is the top one, you can hit a top speed of 42 kilometers. So I'm going to start my way off and do the top speed in the low section, top speed in the high, and then I'm going to try the beast. I've been riding this thing for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm pretty sure I've figured out how to ride it properly. So hopefully I don't hurt myself trying to get the top speed straight away, but that's the funnest part, seeing how fast this thing can go. So I want to do that first. So let's get into the speed test. So the car park here that I'm going to be doing the speed test in is on a slight incline or decline. So I'm going to be coming down it. So hopefully I can hit that 42k top speed, maybe even crack into 43, but I'm going to start with the low speed mode first. So let's get into all 3 modes of the speed test. Three. 34. Alright, I got to a top of 40 in the beast mode, but it just felt so scary coming downhill, going 40 Ks. I've never gone that fast without like being in a car or a bike or something. So I want to try and crack that 42 Ks. So I'm going to try and get a bit more run up and see if I can hit the 42 Ks. That is so scary. So top speed of 41 Ks, that's as far as I'm willing to push it. I don't want to go again, that was so scary. I was actually underestimated how scary and fast that would actually be. They claim to be 42 top speed, so I got 41. I could probably get to 42, but just for safety reason, and I've only ridden this thing for like 15 minutes before this. I really don't want to get broke off trying to test how fast I can push this thing. But yeah, first impressions of this board is amazing. It's just so fun and so easy to control. So next thing, I'm going to test the control and the turn. So I want to see how much like board control you have when you're weaving and turning, and what the turning circle's like, and then try and put this thing through a few different terrains. Like there's some grass and dirt and rocks, and just see how it holds up against some other terrain besides a smooth like asphalt car park. And then at this park I'm at, there's a cool little street spot that I want to skate while I'm here with my proper skateboard. So I'm going to break it up, have a little session on that, and then I'll get into the specs of the board. This board is actually so sick. I can't believe I've never ridden one before. I'm so glad that they sent me one so I could test it out. So thanks to the guys at AMPD. So the model I was riding is from their Vortex Bamboo series, which has a 1600 watt direct drive dual motor which powers the back two wheels. It has a 35 volt Samsung battery which can get you up to 35 k's of range, or there's a bigger battery you can upgrade to which will get you a 50 kilometer range. It has a top speed of 42 k's. I got to 40, which that's as far as I was willing to push it. I'm sure I can get up to 42 if I really tried to. It's got a carbon fiber battery case which is going to protect you driving off the gutter, and it bottoms out and scratches, so it's going to be stronger and more protective for your battery. The whole board and remote itself is actually waterproof as well, in case you get stuck out in the rain or your board happens to go in the water at all. You can just get it out, dry it off, and it's sweet. It's powerful enough to go up hills of a 30% incline. The one I was riding had 115mm rubber wheels, which is really soft and grippy, so as I was carving and doing heaps sharp turns, like I never slid out or anything. It was just heaps good grip. It's got 9-inch double kingpin carve trucks, which is going to give you the strength that you need, plus the turn and board control that you need as well for carving around and keeping the stability. The board actually has cruise control as well, which is sick. You don't have to worry about keeping your finger on the trigger or like slowing it down or speeding up. You can just cruise at a certain speed that you set it at. Also has direction change, so you can ride it either front or backwards. You just have to set which way is going to be the front, and that's the way it'll take you. And like I said, it's got 3 different speeds on the remote. I kept it in the low speed most of the time. I pushed it up into the medium as I was going around the park and like going to the next skate spot on the road. But the beast one is like if you really want to fly or if you want to go up hills. So you've got the potential to go really fast if you want, or just cruise, but either way it accommodates to how fast you want to ride. So as a skateboarder of 18 years, it didn't take me long to figure out how to ride this thing. It was easy to connect the Bluetooth to the remote, and I pretty much just hopped on and like started pressing and testing slowly how fast it would go. The trucks are tighter than what I'm used to having. Like on my normal skateboard setup, I ride pretty loose trucks, so these trucks obviously had to be tighter, because if you're going up to 40 plus k's, you don't want to have really loose trucks and like just get death wobbles and get really hurt. So the trucks were loose enough for you to carve, but they weren't as loose as what I used to have them, so I just had to get used to the tighter trucks. But I was surprised how smooth it was, how quiet the motor was, and how fast it can actually go. So in the beast mode, as I was pressing the trigger, you really had to lean forward, otherwise the board would just take off. So it took a little bit of getting used to, but it ended up just being so much fun. I really enjoyed the fact that like coming from riding a proper skateboard, you're always having to push, and this thing just sitting on the board, cruising, pressing the button, it was a lot more fun that I could just stand on the board and control it. I didn't have to stop, I didn't have to slow down myself. I could do that all from the palm of my hand, and that was so fun just to do that. Riding on the road was perfectly smooth, riding on the footpaths, riding on the grass even was smooth. The only thing that felt bumpy was when I was testing it on the bark, because the bark was uneven obviously, but that was probably the roughest part of what I was riding on. So you can ride this thing on any surface. It's so comfortable and so fun. So the main comparison to a normal skateboard setup that I would ride and this electric skateboard, they don't really compare because they're two different things. Like the skateboard that I ride is designed to do tricks and ollies and flip tricks and grind rails and stuff. This board doesn't even have a kick on it. If I could change one thing about this board, I would get the smaller model and I would make a bit of a kick on the end of it. Not to ollie and do tricks and stuff, but just to have the weight on to lift up. It would just be a bit more versatile if it had a bit of a kick on it. But I can't compare it in that sense because this board isn't designed to do that stuff. It's purely for cruising, for having fun, for traveling. It was such a different concept of each board. So for me, I want to continue to ride this board. It'll be fun just to ride from spot to spot. I've got a bag that I can strap my skateboard to, so have my hands free, just have the remote and just cruise wherever I want. The battery life lasted forever. I was out for probably like 4 to 6 hours today. The battery didn't even die. I was cruising all the way around, going high speed, going low speed, going up hills, and the battery just held out the whole time. So I want to take this thing on a skate mission with me and like actually ride from spot to spot for the whole day and see how that turns out. It's just so carefree. Like I won't have to worry about petrol, packing my car, going through traffic. I can just cruise from spot to spot. So I'm keen to do that in another video. It's so versatile that you can go anywhere with it. So any skater that's living in like a busy city area would benefit from these skateboards. They can get from spot to spot. You can travel from work to home without needing a car, without having to park anywhere, without having to pay for petrol. It'll just be so much more convenient if you're just doing little trips around your own city. So I really enjoyed riding this board. Thanks to the guys at AMPD for sending it to me to test it out. I'll definitely advise it for skaters that do small commutes and have a way that they can carry their skateboard. It's just so fun, even for a cruising board on the weekend, cruising around the beach, going up and down the paths. Like it's such a fun skateboard and I had such a great time riding it. So if you enjoyed this video, check out this video here of me setting up my first cruiser skateboard, and I'm going to make some more videos with these electric skateboards in the future. So I'll see you guys then. Peace.